Well, the multi-party government and its coalition partners set out not to participate in this meeting, and we wanted to make it clear to the Speaker of Council because, of course, sense, rationale and the law are not reaching the Speaker. So we wanted to appeal within that sitting of Council on the record that the sitting of Council is invalid, and that is what we are arguing before the High Court as we speak.
Okay. Now, the motion seems to have been passed by way of 131 votes. Would you say that was a wise decision? I mean, it was not opposed at all, and we understand that there's an adjournment right now to allow for the IEC to set up for voting to take place following this adjournment.
If the Speaker of Council was indeed someone who was upholding the law, and that is her responsibility to do so as the Speaker of Council, as a Speaker of Council, you have to be almost above the politics of the day. Had she had the patience to wait for the courts to sit and for it to come to a final outcome, we wouldn't have had the chaos that we have witnessed now in Council. So therefore, this High Court is sitting now, and we believe that the High Court will rule that this meeting was invalid, and therefore whatever motion or business that is discussed in Council today is invalid and illegal. And we have warned the Speaker of Council not to go this route, yet she has chosen to go so at the behest of other political players.
Now, will the mayor return after this adjournment, and will we see what happened, transpired before the adjournment, continue after the break? And also, please speak to us about the processes that a planning committee has to go through in order for a meeting such as this one to meet decorum. The
mayor is observing the High Court judgment because at this point in time, that is the most important issue that is happening now, not what is happening in an illegal sitting of Council. In terms of programming committee, this meeting was called hastily with 3 hours notice for members of the program committee to attend. And as a result, that meeting did not quorate, which again makes the sitting that we're witnessing today an illegal one. The general principle is that you're given 72 hours notice. Equally, you are given the agenda items as well as the notices that will be discussed in that meeting. That did not happen. Once again, indicating that we're dealing with someone who's playing fast and loose with the rules of Council as well as the laws of this country, and that should be worrisome for all Johannesburg residents.
All right, SABC News reporter Mabine Seabe is covering the story and joins us live. A very good afternoon to Mabine. So much to unpack there. What's happening?
Good afternoon, Nzinga. Now, news just in. We have just received word that the application to the High Court has been struck off the roll. It was unconfirmed not so long ago, but my radio colleague who was listening in as we were preparing for this live crossing does confirm that it has been struck off the roll. The judge seemingly saying that the application or the ruling would have no bearing on the sitting, given the fact that the sitting is already in progress. It commenced earlier this morning. You would have seen members of the DA heckling those who were trying to bring forward this motion. However, the motion has passed with 131 votes and was not opposed. I'm joined by one of the minority party leaders, Al-Jamar Tapelo Ahmad, who's going to give us a sense of how they feel and how they feel about the latest news, really.
Thank you very much, Mbali. We are very excited because the residents of Johannesburg, not only us as councillors, we've been waiting for this opportunity. I can categorically state that the motion of no confidence against Mpho Phalatse was carried with 139 councillors, and there wasn't any councillor opposed to the election. I mean, the voting out of the executive mayor, the former executive mayor Mpho Phalatse.
Now, the judgment, right? If it is indeed correct that it's been struck off the roll, how do you feel about that?
I would like to speak under correction. I'm not sure whether it was stricken off the roll, but in common sense, it would mean that you can't interdict something that has already ongoing. The process of council, we've exhausted all processes of council, internal processes. However, they ran to outside state organs to seek for public sympathy. It would make sense. I also heard that it has been struck off the roll but I speak under correction in this one of the court in particular.
Okay. Now, in terms of the processes, I mean, one of the thorny issues that were raised is that some members of that planning committee walked out, and that this decision did not meet, the legal muster it's supposed to, undergo, as well as it was supposed to go through be assessed rather by a planning committee, and that also didn't happen, and which has seen some political parties that do form part of the multi-party administration deciding to sit back, even though the law does prescribe that, the Speaker of Council has the authority to bring forward a council like this, to convene rather.
An extraordinary council, it's a prerogative of the Speaker. The committee that you are making reference to, it's a programming committee. So all the council agenda items are tested in a programming committee. So there's a legal team that is internal within the City of Johannesburg that will provide guidances whether this item is it must be admitted before council or not. So that process, it's an internal process that we went through, and then it was very successful. So the list that the legal team was advising those who were trying to collapse it and walk out, it was that, no, guys, if you want to debate the issues here we are not debating any matter because it's an agenda. However, this motion in particular, it has to be debated in council. This is where we came here in council. They said that they do not recognize the meeting. You must also remember that these people is government. They can't, it's like government protesting itself, which is wrong, and it's at the detrimental of the residents of the City of Johannesburg. This is why we didn't have faith in them, we didn't have confidence in them. The motion was carried without them opposing the motion. Yeah.
Okay, there you have it. That is Thapelo Ahmad. Now I'm just going to ask my camera colleague to just show you council members returning from the caucus as council is expected to resume. But it's unclear. We are waiting for a statement confirming that judgment. But you will understand that we have been here at council just trying to bring you the latest and bring you multiple views regarding what is happening here. But many of the people or the councillors returning from caucus really coming back in song. This is the second group that we've seen in the last couple of minutes since we saw a message coming from the mayor's WhatsApp group just informing us that there might be a judgment, and there was a request to share that judgment. We are going to try and confirm the news that it has indeed been struck off the roll, or if a ruling has been made in that regard. You heard Thapelo Ahmad just saying that they are not really sure, but there are unconfirmed reports saying that the matter has been struck off the roll at this stage.